Controller is better than mouse and keyboard, let me explain. About a week ago, I lost the ability to use my left hand temporarily, and I still wanted to play Destiny. So, because I couldn't use mouse and keyboard, I defaulted to what I have used for literally my entire life, an Xbox controller. To put this into context, from the year 2000 to 2018, I gamed exclusively on a console using only a controller. Then, sometime in 2018, I converted to PC gaming, and have used a mouse and keyboard ever since. Meaning, with the rare exception of some video games like Dark Souls, I did not use a controller at all for anything. Completely switched from a life of gamepad to a life of mouse and keyboard. There's been hot debates in recent history about the validity of using a controller versus the mouse and keyboard. Some people cheating using aim assistance device like Zims, and people just being able to buy aimbots on mouse and keyboard. But really the difference is mechanical skill, or so I thought until I decided to actually try playing with a controller. I lost most of my mechanical ability to use a controller in the 6 or so years that I have been a PC gamer, but switching back even only briefly for a week, it just demonstrates to me, for starters, how strong playing on controller is, and I feel that it is letting me practice in such a manner that I'm becoming a better Destiny player overall, because I'm practicing certain aspects of my game that I simply was unable to or unwilling to do while using mouse and keyboard, but because I'm using controller, it is forcing me to behave in such a way. The footage you're watching above currently is a run that I did on 0 hour while using a controller. Now, the important thing to consider about this run is that it doesn't help me a lot as a complete novice in PvE activity. There are still the punishing behaviors that I'm not able to adapt to. I'm missing most of the mechanical skill that allows me to get quick shots or quick swaps or really use any precision weapons. Hence, in this case, I'm using a pulse rifle just because it was the easiest thing for me to use. I tried using things like hand cannons and sidearms, but it was near impossible to use without actually noticing that the aim assist was playing the game for me. However, this wasn't the case in Crucible. In Crucible, everything that I was doing just felt brain dead easy, whether that was tracking opponents at a distance greater than 10 meters, whether it was just finding good positions. It just felt like the game was coming easier to me. I don't know if I was playing in controller lobbies or console lobbies or PC lobbies. I don't know what I was doing, but playing a controller made me feel like I was having a different kind of juice. Admittedly, I was using a pulse rifle, and the only weapon I ever used during Destiny 1 when I actually played on controller was pulse rifle, so this is kind of second nature to me. But there were times like this where I was just getting straight bailed out by aim assist, and it felt like it wasn't taking any effort to get kills at all. My god, the aim assist on controller is insane! Aim assist with special weapons aside, it's with the primaries too. Really challenging any angle. The gun just felt like it was snapping to targets and playing the game for me. Little to no recoil, little to no deviation in terms of my burst. The strongest aim assist and bullet magnetism. I know Bungie designed this game to be played with a controller, so... See, controller's good, but like, you just can't turn. There's no turning radius. This shit is brain dead. This shit's brain dead easy. There's so much aim assist. Despite aim assist being really, really good, there is one major downside, and that is the lack of an ability to be able to challenge vertically effectively. Now, this clip just demonstrates that perfectly. If I was on mouse and keyboard, this dude would have been chopped cheese before he even had the chance to roll under me, but because I'm on controller, I can't look. Besides the game playing itself for me, sometimes it really just felt like the pulse rifle was the main use of this. I don't know. I tried it with auto rifles, I tried it with a hand cannon, I tried it with scout rifles briefly. I did try sniping. I was never a good sniper, so I'm not going to take this down to, oh, controller sucks with sniping no matter what, because even I will admit that I don't have the patience or timing to learn how to snipe properly. But playing angles and actually doing my job the way I'm supposed to be doing it, that is, playing the map the way the maps are intended, rather than just waiting on my pure mechanical skill to be able to bail me out over players that are less experienced than me, it was helping me become a better player of the game. Switching over to a different weapon like a hand cannon, I can see that I don't get similar results because I'm really not good with the hand cannon. Really, my early games were a lot worse than my later games. That's saying something, but using a hand cannon on a controller is not nearly as easy as using a pulse rifle, aka the dad rifle, on the controller, and that is for a lot of reasons. I'd say the patience and timing factor of using a hand cannon on controller is more so than using a pulse rifle, because pulse rifles you can be relatively aggressive considering the game will play itself for you, but with hand cannons, you miss one shot, obviously you're going to get punished way, way more. Not only that, but the kick on these things are intense, and me, as a mouse and keyboard main, I'm inclined to, whenever I shoot with the hand cannon, as you can see, just violently flick to make sure I can readjust my aim, and that was something that I wasn't really getting used to until like 4 or 5 matches in, that I didn't have to flick, and that every time I was doing those crazy flicks, I was just losing the tracking that comes from controller. So essentially having to relearn the auto aim mechanics with controller just so I can effectively use the hand cannon is something that I really didn't factor into it. And in games like this where I was actually not flicking my wrist or flicking my stick every single time there was somebody in even the remote direction, basically I wasn't overcorrecting because I didn't need to, because I was simply just letting the controller do all the work for me. So this really is just a much simpler take on playing the game. I'm not going to lie to you, in the past week I have been forced to play with an input method that I really, really didn't want to. I thought I was going to be bad with it. I did okay. I don't know if that was just because I got lucky with lobbies or I was just overperforming considering I had used controller for almost 20 years up to starting this point. Besides that, I mean, it was good. I recommend trying it. I feel like my fundamentals of Destiny are better in terms of map knowledge, in terms of playing your life, in terms of not overcorrecting aim, letting the game's mechanics do the work for you. A lot of things go into making a player good or even great, and I feel like I've gotten better on some of the more base level versions of those. Besides that, I really don't have much more else to say. Of course, I'm cooking up some things in the meantime. I should be able to switch back to mouse and keyboard soon enough, as soon as my hand heals. And besides that, I just want to say congratulations to the winner of the previous giveaway. Their name and YouTube profile are going to show up on screen now. I ended up actually having to give them a $100 Xbox gift card because they were unable to redeem the code that I have for Final Shape due to a couple reasons. However, I still have that code for the Final Shape with the annual pass, which means I'm going to be doing a giveaway for the Final Shape, the code, and the annual pass. Same thing as last time. I want you to comment down below something relating to your method of input for your player. You mouse and keyboard player, you controller player, do you swap between both? What are your experiences with it? Which do you think is superior? Do you think that Xbox is better because the aim assist, or do you think that PC is better because of the actual mechanical skill that you're able to do things that controller players simply do not have the buttons or the hand dexterity to do? I'm kind of glazing mouse and keyboard there, but you get my point. Leave your comment, what you think, why you think it. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. You're only eligible for the giveaway if you are subscribed. I had to clarify that last time. And besides that, I hope each and every single one of you enjoys the rest of your night and has a great week ahead of you. Remember, Monday is the foundation that builds upon the rest of the week. Start it off great. Do something good for someone. Do something good for yourself. Do something nice just for the sake of being nice to someone. Make someone's day. Besides that, I hope each and every single one of you has a great day. Thank you for watching, and take care now.
I'm gonna go heat up some food because I haven't eaten dinner. It's 9 o'clock.
Think you can afford to skip a few meals?
The fuck does that mean, Tubbo?
Fuck. Damn.
You're my little chunky monkey. Don't worry. I still love you. Parentheses, I'm literally 400 pounds. That's making it in the YouTube video, trust. Look at this drip. Buddy. Look at his stats spread. This dude is a cyber terrorist. What?
I just for using my lines in front of me.